I don't
Yeah,
think.
there's so many different ways to
Yeah,
support like the country or like the local community or the community, the larger community. It's
yeah.
just it military service is just one way to do it.
Exactly. I was like, to those who do it, kudos to you. I take my hat off for everybody who does it, including you. Thank you for your service and for serving us 10 years is like no joke. So that is amazing because I'm not, you're doing it for me and for everybody who's like me that cannot do it. So,
Oh,
because
I
it's,
appreciate it. Thank
yeah,
you.
because it's not an easy task to do for sure. I can
No,
only
no,
imagine.
I
I
wouldn't
can
expect
only
it.
imagine. Like all I can see are movies and I cry and stuff when I see stuff like that. So I can only imagine you guys. So how did you like? What made you want to join?
It was I was growing up in high school. I was like kind of I didn't have like a direction at all. After I graduated, I took a year to just I actually moved down to Tampa where my dad lives. Was around there for a year, trying to figure out what I wanted. Flew back to Oklahoma, and then I think I was just in the mall and walked by the office. I was like, yeah, why not? Went in there, and
That's
then
crazy.
and like 2 months later, I was gone.
That's wild. But you know what? A lot of people go in for that and then they end up loving it. So that's cool.
Yeah,
Cause
it was got hooked up with a they gave me like a little bonus for going to airborne school, jump school, and
okay,
then so I've got to did that. My first, like I said earlier, my first MOS was the 25 Romeo broadcast engineer. So that was like a 7 month long training up at Fort Meade, Maryland, and then went to jump school down at Fort Benning, which is called something else now. I can never remember. Um,
they changed the name of Fort Benning to something else.
I think so. Let
Are
me
you
check.
sure? Because I know Fort Bragg is now Fort Liberty, which is like why would you change Fort Bragg to Fort
Yeah, that
Liberty?
was that. It ended up being Liberty. They wanted to name it after a general, but the two greater commands we have here, which is the 18th Air Corps, 18th Airborne Corps, it's like the one that has the blue square patch with this cool ass dragon in it that says like airborne. You have that command, but you also have the special operations commands settled here. So it's like they couldn't come to terms with how if it should be named after someone one of those communities or another. So they had to settle on Liberty. Um,
Liberty. I don't know why that just doesn't. It doesn't.
above a certain at a certain level, it's above my pay
No,
grade.
obvious. No, I know. It's just like, ugh, why? But I don't know why Fort. I went to Fort Benning. I went to Fort Benning with Jackie actually. I think it was junior year, senior year.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we went because like our colonel like has like I guess like some type of relationship with like the head honchos over there, and so they allow us to go as like a field trip over there to like the people that actually do want to join, know what
Yeah.
it feels like or whatever. So we're there for like I think it was like a weekend or something. That was another reason why I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
nope. Nope, I'm sorry. That's not the life I want to live. The idea of having to wake up early in the morning and make my bed like at 4 in the morning, I was like, yeah, no. And then having to shower with girls and I
Yeah.
can see them naked in front of me, like, there's no, yeah, no. I like
It was
transparency, but that's a little too much
Yeah,
transparency.
there was the stories we would get. 'Cause I went to basic training at Fort Littlewood, Missouri, and the stories that we would get out of the women's bay about just like the goings on that would happen there. It was just like I thought I knew a bunch of things about women. I didn't. I still
Yeah,
don't.
no.
It was
I mean,
terrifying.
some girls are, they're wild and they like all that lifestyle, but
Yeah.
I'm not that wild.
Oh
Believe it
yeah.
or
It was.
not. Believe it or
Yeah.
not.
It's that's Yeah,
By
it
any
got so
chance,
funny. We just be wrestling in the guy like in our bays. Like we'd go
well,
from
that's
wrestling
guy
to
shit, that makes sense. But I don't know, I can't see girls like doing, we gossip. That's what girls do. By any
we
chance,
love
can,
gossip. We love
yeah,
gossip.
yeah. Oh, guys like gossiping?
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know why I find that weird.
it just comes off. It's more just like oh haha that guy said that he's I don't know dumb. Guy gossip like guys like to gossip just as much as women do. It's just canted a little bit.
Okay, I mean, girl gossip is kind of toxic. That's why I'm like, I can't relate. By any chance, do you have a mic?
I don't have. I can. I don't know if plugging one in. I have a gaming headset I can try to plug in.
My editor is asking me if there's a mic.
Let's see. That has. Tell you what, let me. I think I have one in the living room. Let me check real quick.
Okay.
Oh god, my back.
All right, let's see who's on this chat real quick. Let's see who's on the chat. I know Jaxers is on the chat. Guys, I appreciate you for watching, supporting, helping me grow.
85 subs.
Yeah, I see. 87 subscribers, guys. That is freaking amazing.
All right, so I'm not a super big tech guy, so I have.
Neither am I, so it's all right.
I have a mic that connects to a GameStop headset. I don't know what to do after that.
Yeah, I mean, let's try it out. We're gonna try this out, see if it works.
Because he sounds very echoey.
Oh my god, you smelled Brandon's. Bro, why you gotta put that out there, bro? Why you gotta put that out there? Oh god. I can't believe you put that out there, man, because now I have to explain that story. Jesus Christ. That's bad. Brandon is, I don't know if Jackie remembers Brandon, but Brandon actually is still serving. He's a year younger than us, but me and him were always competing because I'm super competitive and I was always competing with guys. And I don't know why. He was like, bet you won't smell my armpits. And I was like, bet you I will. And I smelled his armpits. And then everybody saw that. So now, like, you know, people are going to remind me over and over again how I smelled Brandon's armpit. Last is like, gross. Yes, bro. Like, what do you want me to do? It's out there now.
Oh, you still lick it.
Yeah, I didn't lick it. No. I just smelled it. I'm glad I didn't lick it because if you would have dared me to do it, my dumb ass would have done it too, just to prove a point.
Right. Yeah, just stop talking. Just stop talking.
Hey man, I was very daring. That's a better word to say.
It's too complicated. Don't worry about it.
I get that. I feel like everyone can have a lot of fun doing stuff like that. It's just when someone else talks about it later, like, hey, that was for us. That wasn't for everyone.
You sound good. Does he sound good? No?
No, his mic's not on yet.
Oh, his mic's not on yet. Okay, just kidding. JK. He casually said, smell my armpits, and you, without thinking, just did it. Whatever, bro, okay? I had brass back then. I had courage back then. Okay? I was just trying to prove a point.
Sometimes you got to.
You know?
I think he sounds worse now.
Oh, man. I
had this headset that I got for the.
I like that collection you have over there of Star Wars. That's cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I got the Clone Trooper helmet, the original Stormtrooper helmet, and then like the Stormtrooper helmet from the new trilogy. I forget what they're called.
I don't know what any of that means that you just said. I just know it's Star Wars. That's it.
Bunch of nerd shit.
Yeah.
May the force be with you.
Laz is like, may the force be with you. Yes. Most definitely. I think I like
plugged in here. Is it popping up on the microphone away?
You already plugged in the mic?
Yeah.
So you should go to his audio options.
Okay, so Laz says to go to your audio options.
Yep, I'm in the system sound.
Ooh, that is loud. All right, speak again.
I opened up my computer settings. I'm in sound now. Down to input. I have microphone away, and then I have the Realtek audio. Well, they're both Realteks. I could grab my gym headphones and bring those in. I think that those come through a little bit clearer. Do you want me to try that?
That's fine.
He says that's fine.
Just
Let it be.
Complicated, yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to be a
No, he sounds very echoey, so I thought the mic would make him sound better because you sound great.
Okay. Well, it's okay. There's always next time.
We live and we learn.
It's fine.
Exactly. Live and learn. What was I talking to you about?
You licked his armpit.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about the fact that I smelled armpits. All right, we get it. I did it. Jesus Christ, we did it.
Just close to it, or you all the way in there?
Bro, I was in there, man. I was in there. Okay, it was so in there, and I don't even know how many people still remember that. Clearly, a couple people still remember that shit. So, God, terrible. This is why you can't do things. You can't, you can't be too public because then people use shit against you.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's why I'm writing a book about all the skeletons in my closet. Because if I decide to ever run for Congress, you can't use anything against me because I wrote it in a book. Read the book. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm writing the book because you never know.
That's true. Just have like a memoir, just a running one you can update, like on Wattpad or on like AO3.
It's not really a memoir. It's more like it's not a fictional book because it's based on a true story, but it has fictional characters because obviously I can't put everybody's name except mine. So obviously it's my story, but
right.
I can't put anybody's real name, so it's fictional.
I get that. Okay, that's really cool. Is it? How far into it are you now?
I'm like 1/8 of a way in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have like an arc story that you're going through yet that you've already kind of planned out? Or you just kind of get feeling as you go.
It's a story that I went through when I was in adolescence. So the book is called Adolescence.
Oh, that's a cool ass name.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm already imagining it, so you gotta imagine it to manifest it, right? So
it'll be in Barnes and Noble in no time.
Heck yeah, Barnes and Nobles, Amazon, everything. I'm already picturing it now.
There we go.
Yeah, dude. Is that good? All right, cool. Yeah, because the editor's like higher. Yeah, you let me know. Because I can't hear myself. That's why I see why people use.
No, you sound good. It's him that I
know. Okay, that makes sense. He's like, put the mic higher because they can't hear you on the thing.
The mic higher.
Not your mic, my mic. You're good.
Oh.
Well, I mean, you can put his a little.
Well, if you want to put yours a little higher, yeah, go for it. That way they can hear you through my mic.
That work? Is it better? I don't know. I'm bad. This used to be my job. This used to be part of my job.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's
cool.
Crisp. Okay, so I actually want to talk to you about because you told me when you were on the phone with me that you went to Afghanistan, right?
Yeah, I've been to 3 deployments that are overseas. The first 2 were to our main. We would start in Qatar, but then like whatever mission set they would need, whatever our specialized little configuration was at the time, they would shoot us off of there. So I've been to Afghanistan, been to Syria, a little bit in Jordan just to teach them how to use some stuff that we were giving them. That was kind of cool, and not so cool. And then the last deployment was with this the last unit that I was in, called SFAB. It's like the Security Force Advisory Brigade, and that one's just instead of that unit got established that way we can go and train other people that we're partnered with in the UN, or just through like other cooperative international agreements. Instead of having to send like a battalion of people, we can send a team of like anywhere between 6 to like 14 people to help them learn how to do like one specific thing. So my last deployment was just doing that in Tunisia in North Africa.
Wow.
Along the Mediterranean. It was really cool. We were there for 6 months and just helping them, or just kind of helping teach them little ways to tweak what they were doing to bring it more in line with like the international community and a little bit closer to how we operate. That way, near the end of the time there, we did a joint exercise with a Marine Expeditionary Unit, an MEU, and the Tunisian forces and some of the I believe it was a reserve unit from California, I believe, if I remember correctly. But we're all there to work together. So you had the American Army, you had the American Marines, and you had the Tunisian Army and the Tunisian Marines all working together in a
That's
big,
cool.
cool live fire exercise. It was really cool to watch.
That's cool. And then, as far as Afghanistan, how was that experience?
The first time was uh, the first time was more kinetic than the second trip. That was back in 2016. So
Good
things
choice
were a
of
little
words.
yeah, things were a little bit of a higher tilt back then. The second time I went was in 2018, which was like fairly shortly afterwards. But it was I was instead of just being I was a small section leader at the time, so it was more just like kind of like moving people where they needed to be to get a job done, and less of like going out and doing a thing. And it's like I'm not like a big I'm not a cool guy or I was or anything while I was there. I was a communications guy at the time, so I was just there to do my thing and then get out because guns are scary. They're scarier when they're pointed at you, even from like a really long distance away. There are a bunch of guys in the service that really enjoy that feeling. Uh, I don't. It's not great, but
Yeah, I mean,
it was pretty cool.
they don't care what color you are or what you represent or where you're
Yeah,
from or yeah, they
yeah,
they're not biased at
yeah, it was.
all.
Yeah. They didn't really care. It's the way I look at it is it's like we're in their backyard. I would be upset too, regardless of like the overall reasons. Like if I look up and I see a big group of dudes that shouldn't be in my backyard, I'm gonna be upset. Especially like it's like when you have one thing happen in one place. It was I think the old adage was like if you like during the surge way back in the early 2000s, there was someone that said like if you take out one guy, you created two more because like of the family. So it was just we were there long enough. There just be generational hatred for us, which is it sucks. It was understandable. So it was like I've always been like, hey, let's do what we need to do and let's get the fuck out because I'm pretty sure that guy is upset about what the last group did, but he doesn't care that we're not the last group. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a yeah.
So I mean, you weren't there when they did the whole withdrawal, but
No, I wasn't. It was one of my friends was there. I used to be in the same unit as Jackie, the psychological operations, but we were support people for that. So it was like it wasn't like a sly operator or anything. But it was just helping them and then the greater First Special Forces Command do anything they needed to do over there. Just with the little roles that we could fill. So sometimes it would range from anywhere from like going and broadcasting of like, hey, like we'll go and broadcast like you guys should probably if you're in this area and you want to have want to be able to hit up Yom Kippur later on, maybe don't be here tomorrow or like don't be here next week, and over to being able to ping cell phone locations of being able to ping cell phone types and locations up to printing leaflets or pamphlets of being like, hey, here's where you can go to get some assistance if you need anything. Um,
so
or
when that happened, I mean,
mhm.
I was told that you can't talk about this, so just
Yeah.
answer however you can,
Mhm.
because I know it's still a touchy subject. I'm gonna give you my perspective on it, and then
Sure.
you give me yours, and then we'll go from there.
Mhm.
I understand that because we were there for a long time,
Mhm.
that a lot of people wanted us to get out of there.
Yes.
However, I don't think the way we did it was the best approach. I don't. What's the? I don't think that we should have removed the band-aid if the wound was still not healed. Does that make sense? I think it should have been
Yeah.
faded out versus just ripping it off. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's to really get into that. It's I think that leadership decided made the assessment. It's like we were there for a long time. We were there for long enough that we became part of the social structure there, which is generally not the place of. There are departments of the government that that's whose role it is to help do that kind of thing, to kind of help stand countries up or like help them rehabilitate into whatever to best help them align with whatever the intent is that we have for either just ourselves or for the international community. They hindsight's always 2020. I'm positive that in the moment people thought they're making some of the better decisions, but sometimes you can have, and sometimes some of those decisions may have been the best possible decision, but then making a decision and setting a plan into action and the plan getting executed can be wildly different.
Right.
I can't say that anyone would have planned for the pullout and the drawdown to go as it did, because it was happening. It wasn't just, a lot of people think that it was it's like, oh, it was like a month, and it's like here's a month that came up on the news. People thought that was the whole thing. It's like those drawdowns of that size take months and years, not only to plan but to execute. So like it was happening for a while. It was just the end of the time that the end of the allowed time we had in the area. So it's when that kind of thing happens, like I said, I firmly believe they probably had the best intentions of how they wanted it to draw down. It's just, plans are great until they're not.
So the plan was not a bad plan. It's just the execution was terrible.
Yes, it was and there are probably a lot of people that can speak more intimately about it than I can. It was like, for me, as close as I got was the one of my friends. He was actually in the same unit that me and Jackie were in. He was a psychological operations guy. He was one of the ones that was killed in the bombing at the gate. Ryan, he was a really cool dude. It's like my interaction with the whole drawdown is that, but then there's the at the time I was a lot more outspoken on how I thought things to do, but like, at the time I was what year was that, 21?
Yeah, 2021.
So I was like, I'm a staff sergeant in a giant organization. So there's always our in the moment, how we feel about it and how upset we get when something doesn't work and people that you love get hurt. But then it's like, as time goes on, it's like I only have one view of it.
Right.
So it was I've had to kind of step back and be like, here's how I would have liked to, I would have seen it go this way, but also I don't know the kind of intricacies. I can do medical planning forwards and backwards, but like for all of that, I can't even begin to touch everything that goes into it to try to make that happen. So yeah, that was a rough time. It's still a very sore spot for a lot of people. Even especially here on base, you'll have a lot of people that were there for the entire drawdown, especially the end part. That you can just be in class and talking with people and talking about deployments, or just like in the cops, and someone will just casually drop, like, oh yeah, I was like 14 feet that way from the explosion. Like, that's insane.
Just casually,
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's wild. I mean, like, so there's a lot of people that have never served, and don't understand why the military is in so many places around the world, and they believe that they shouldn't be there. So, like, the conservative movement is, not all the conservatives, but a lot of the conservative movement is on this like isolationist type of mentality where we shouldn't be anywhere, it's none of our business. And then the progressive movement is also kind of on that same camp, where they're kind of on that same boat, no war, it's a human crisis. And so I'm kind of like in the middle, because you have to, like, how can I put it? I don't think you should trust other countries' leaders, you know? So I think the only way for you to kind of keep things at bay is to kind of be there, you know, as deterrence is what I wanted to say hindrance, but I meant deterrence. But there's other people that don't think that because then war strikes or whatever. But what do you think? Like, do you think that we should stay as we are right now, kind of like a policing, or we shouldn't?
I don't think that we feel less of a policing capacity than a lot of people think that we do. There's always like the idealistic of like it'd be really cool if we just bring all the boys and girls home, make sure everyone's safe here. We can take care of everything here. But it's like with the world stage being where it is, sometimes you have to have things in places just to be like, hey, I'm cool, you're over there, I'm over here, got it, finger guns, all right, cool. So that's why a lot of the positionings that you'll hear people like, I don't understand, like like what I was talking about earlier, being in like North Africa and Tunisia. I would say, I can firmly say that most Americans probably couldn't locate Tunisia on a map, or if they've ever heard of the country.
Yep, I don't know where that is. So, yep, I'm one of those Americans.
It's right
Guilty as charged.
Right off the Mediterranean. Beautiful country. It's really cool. Landing there was weird because it was just the region the world is in. It looked like it. If you were landing in one of the civilian Afghani airports, like and leaving, it felt the same. And I was like, okay, I'm back. Oh, never mind, I'm not back. I'm in a different place. This is cool.
Damn.
But like a lot of people wouldn't be able to place that on the map, but we're there to help. The way like my last unit SFAB works is like sending those smaller teams to strengthen the relationships we have with these these other partner nations, and like to help bring update or like I said earlier, to help tweak the way that they would operate to better work with how we would. That way, if something happens in that region, we're better able to be like, hey, remember when we were here, we taught you these things, awesome. Like now we can go to work and make it a lot smoother as opposed to showing up, having to work on figuring out from the ground up, from a blank slate of how to interface with these other nations, in case something does happen. Because and when I say something does happen, there's whether that's an international, or there's like international incidents, wars, natural disasters, all these different things can happen. You kind of have to be prepared for. So that's why you'll be like, I didn't know that we had guys in like X, Y, or Z countries in Africa or East Asia, or like Southern Europe.
I mean, that's good that we do, considering China is now making deals with Africa. It'd be nice to have the U.S. there.
Yeah, and kind it's of on the world stage too. When we have like whether or not it's a small team like I was on or a larger unit in a place. Usually, as long as we're maintaining that the good relationship with that partner nation, they're less likely to further develop a relationship with one of our political adversaries like China or Russia.
I don't know why I thought I'm like, I don't think he's gonna be able to say adversary, but no, you said it. Okay, cool. I'm like kind of testing waters here, so just do your best.
I'm one dude in a giant organization, so I have how I see things and what I've experiences, and there are much more eloquent men and women that have been doing it for way longer or shorter, but they can talk better than I have. I've been hit in the head a lot.
You're good. I like so you're saying like your perspective is we should be around the world, but by using our military training to teach other countries how to improve their military. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that way it's or even sometimes like a lot of what I was focused on there was helping teach updated medical care for ground force troops. Which is really cool because I love teaching about medicine. I could do that all day and all night. That's cool. And then take a 10-minute nap and jump right back into it. It's the human body is awesome, and just teaching people how to better keep things where they're supposed to be. It's the coolest thing I'm so happy it's how I get to do it.
It's freaking needed.
It's so much fun. Like taking a thing like when you have like some intestines that are not where they're supposed to be and putting them back where they're supposed to be, and then handing that off to someone else and they're like, hey, awesome, you did good. It's the coolest feeling ever.
Wait, what? You intestines can
Yeah, those come out. Well, they're not supposed to come out.
Well, no shit, but like, what do you mean? Like, like you're talking about like you can like if they're out, you can put them back, and then people are alive, or are you talking about like they move around and you? I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Yeah,
I was
like,
thrown off.
I've had patients before where it's like they'll have something's happened. There was one where it was a young fellow didn't listen when they were setting up a radio mast, like a big tall like radio antenna. That way they were able to transmit longer, and they would have steel tie downs, and it was very windy because at the top of the antenna would be the big, you get the dish or whatever. They're a lot smaller now than they used to be. But like on the side of a mountain on a windy day, the wind catches that the wrong way. The tie down wasn't done correctly, and it slices stomach like right here. Luckily, the guys that I had done some training with had showed me because this happened when I was a communications guy.
You like blood, no? You like blood. You like to see all
it's
that.
fine. Well, I don't like it, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah, no, I can't do
But
that.
it was so you can kind of like finger. The best thing you can do is to keep it warm and wet. Because you don't if it dries out, then they're not gonna be able to salvage.
That's what he said. I had to. I had to do that. I'm sorry. I had to do that. It was just.
So like the best thing with bowel is to keep it warm and wet. And if you're gonna do that, the best place for it isn't in any sort of medical device that we can bring or procure. The best place for bowel is inside the body where it was originally supposed to be. So, but if you're a medical provider and you're not comfortable doing that, you can wash it off. Make sure there's like as few contaminants on it as possible. Get a plastic bag on there, and then keep something warm on top of it to help keep them from shifting while you're moving them around. If you do have to move them, or you can clean it off. Hopefully, it's not bleeding. And if it is bleeding, kind of go in and you can pick up the what's the specific word? I believe it's I'm usually better at spitting these words out. But the tissue that connects the intestines together, because it's not like a string of yarn or like a cable. Like they're all connected to each other. These tissue layers in there, and but there are also veins and arteries that run through there. So like if you're bleeding, sometimes to go in there and like clamp that and stop that bleeding. And then you can put everything back inside by doing like picking up the sides of wherever the hole is and kind of shaking it, or like just pushing it back in.
I would assume your adrenaline rush is like crazy when you're trying to like make sure that this person doesn't die on you. Has that ever happened before? I'm curious. Has anybody passed?
Oh yeah, it happens. Sometimes I'm in the camp that I don't think that anyone really. All you can really do is push the end of someone's life to the right a little bit. No matter what sort of medical care thing you're doing. So like the if you're a medical provider, like I think the best hope that you can is whether or not you're giving a guy 5 more minutes, 5 more days, 5 more weeks, 5 more months, 5 more years, or 5 more decades. Just pushing it to the right a little bit. But yeah, sometimes you can, whether or not you have everything you need and you were able to do everything the way you need to do it. Sometimes what's going to happen is just what's going to happen, and you will have someone pass on. No matter it's their injury sets and their illnesses. It's like even if he was in the OR and he got hurt right there, even then he probably still could have taken care of it. You'll see that sometime like in older generation, or not older generation, but the older patient populace. If they have like this thing called a AAA, where like their aorta will just kind of burst like right here, and it's like if that happened on an operating table, there's chances of with everyone knowing that it was going to happen and had all the proper tools ready to go. There's still a very high chance that they won't make it. there's some things that sometimes we have patients that it's just nothing we could do. Even if you did everything or you did nothing, the outcome is going to be the same. But we regardless,
Damn.
we do as much as we can.
That's bleak. Jesus. No matter what you do, the outcome's going to be the same, you know?
Yeah.
That's, damn, the mentality that you have to have is... I remember seeing the first person I saw die was my dad's aunt. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, aunt. So it was like she died in my arms. That was the first person that I think I was 13 at the time or 14. I had never seen death before, so much less like that. She ended up, but it was like a typical death of an older woman. You know, she slipped, fell, and then that was like it. You know, I guess when you're at that age and you don't take care of yourself, if you fall, it's a done deal. And then so she literally croaked right in front of me. I did not know that when you die, you pee.
Everything relaxes and it just goes.
Like that was just wild to me. I never saw I saw death totally different after that. I was like, wow, this is all right. I was like, God gave me that experience for a reason, I guess. Harden yourself. You never know. So I was like, damn. I can't be a doctor after seeing like all the things that came out of her when she was already dead. I was like, no, I can't do that. No.
Yeah, it's real bad.
It's not. You have to have a thick stomach. I can't do that.
You do. I'm horrible with poop. Anything poop, I can't do it. Like, so I can have someone puke on my face and be fine and continue medical care. If there's poop going on, I don't know what it is. I just look at it, especially if it's from an adult. It's like
That's a perfect. That's a great clip. Keep in mind, I will be clipping some of these things.
I can be wrist deep in someone's chest cavity and be fine. But as soon as like, oh, they shit themselves, hey, I'm out. I can't do it.
I mean, I guess everybody has their thing. For me, it's just in general. The body's awesome until you open it up, and then it's not awesome anymore for me.
Yeah.
It's great until you know that's where I'm like, yeah, that's it. No, I don't know. I'll motivate you. I'll tell you how important it is to take care of your body, you know, your mind. But that's as far as I go with health. That's it. That's as far as I go. I'm not gonna go any further than that. I'm not even gonna tell you what to eat because like some people are kind of picky. Just don't eat fast food. Don't drink soda. You know, the basic shit.
Yeah.
But like, you know, don't have too much sugar, too much salt. But to get really nitty gritty on how people eat, I don't even do that because there's so many people that eat different things. Like I like rice and beans. You're not gonna tell me to stop eating rice and beans. It's just not gonna happen, you know.
Yeah, so. It's sometimes it's like, hey, just like take if you're going to McDonald's 5 times a week, go 4. We'll start there.
That's tough. I'm not one of those. I'd be like, yeah, just stop going to McDonald's. Like, do you want to die? Like, stop.
You gotta help someone convince themselves to get better. It's less convincing them and getting them to convince themselves.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's where the hard part is for me because it's really hard for me to convince like in that way. Yeah. That for me, that when it comes to fast food, I will definitely just like rip off the Band-Aid we were talking about earlier. That I have no problem ripping off. That no worries.
Oh man, it's trying to tell people, or it's like whether it's stuff they're eating or like medications or supplements that they're on. Like,
I'm not big on supplements. Are you big on supplements?
Yeah. At most I do protein. I've never done like creatine or anything.
Yeah, me either. I'm not. It's not my. I don't know. It's not
I just want to be in the position of like I get used to that.
Right. Yeah.
It's gone, especially like with my with being active duty. Where it's like there's times I wanted to start, but then it's like every time like, all right, cool. I'm definitely not going anywhere. I'm not going to school for a while. I'm not going out of the country for a while. I'm not going out of the city for a while. I can start, and then the next day it's like, hey, guess what? It's like, okay, cool. I guess I'm not starting.
Yeah, no, it's not my thing. I personally don't like. Oh, he really went off on the armpit thing. That's crazy. I just went down. I looked down. I'm like, wow. He so many comments just on armpits. Fabulous.
Important parts of the body.
Dude, the armpits, the hair grows back the fastest there, bro. I can't wait to get laser surgery on my armpits. It's ridiculous.
It's so fat. It's like the worst. Like you do like the tank top on. It's like for I'm assuming yours stays like shorter or more trimmed than I probably keep mine, but the
Well,
list
I
is like
wax, so I would hope it freaking, I've been waxing for a long ass time. I would hope, but no,
yeah.
I can't wait to just laser it, and that way I don't have to deal with it ever again.
I want to do that for. I want to do the laser for like the hair on the back of my neck and then like right here. Like, I'm sick of like not making that like the unibrow go away when it like you forget it for like a week, and then you look in the mirror and you notice 17 hairs right in the middle. Like, God damn it.
So specific. 17 hairs. Did you count them? Like, what the fuck?
Sometimes you get bored while you're waiting on stuff to happen.
That's what happens when you have lazy days with Jackie. You start counting your fucking.
Well, no, on the lazy days I count the hairs between her eyebrows, and then she counts mine. It's
That's funny. That's funny. How long have you guys been together anyway?
going on a year now.
Oh my god! Congrats.
We're getting there.
Dealing with her is no joke. So good for
so
you. Good for you. God, she's something special.
Gosh, she's fucking fantastic.
She's something. She's
awesome.
definitely something. I've dealt with her for a very, very, very long time.
Yeah.
So I'm saying a year is nothing, buddy. Congrats, though. Congrats. Good for you. You've survived your first year.
And all I have left is the rest of them.
Oh, that's adorable. That's good. Yeah, she's something else. She's a tough cookie.
You guys met in junior year, so I would have been
Fucking.
You know, like 12-ish years.
Yeah, a long
That's
time.
insane.
Long time. It's crazy because we only talk like once or twice a year.
That's all you need sometimes.
Yeah. For that one or twice a year, we catch up for the entire year. So we're talking for like 3 hours. Easy. No breaks in between, and then we don't talk again until like 6 months later, and then like that's how we do it.
Look at what she put in there.
What the hell did she put in there? Survived. Yes, you're not. You're not easy to deal with, bro. Okay, not easy. Me and her were. It's crazy how things reverse. When I was in high school, I was the one that was like super like uneasy to deal with, just so like it's my way or the highway. Well, it's actually still like that now, but back then it was way more intense, and I was super aggressive, very I was just super mad all the time for other reasons that are in the book. Plugging the book, and the book hasn't even been made yet, and I was just pissed all the time, so like, and super cocky and just arrogant. And she was like the opposite, she was like a freaking flower. Everything was super chill. Like nothing fucking bothered her. If something bothered her, you would have never guessed that she was bothered by anything. Like everything bothered me. Like you looked at me the wrong way and I was like, what? You want to fight? Like I was on that level. Yeah. She was like, bro, calm down. Chill. Now I think it's reversed.
It's watching her get angry at someone is very fun. Well, not like angry, but like while we're driving and she'll get angry.
Yeah.
Fun to watch. I enjoy it.
She's. I don't have. I don't get mad at all when I'm driving. I'm like, yeah, whatever, bro. You can pass me. I don't care. Go.
I never get mad until someone's either turning, like making a right turn very slowly to where they come to a stop on a moving road. I get angry there, and then if you take too long to go at the light, and it's like, come on.
I went to North Carolina. I fucking hate your roads there.
It's so fucking bad.
Horrible. This is the first place I go to where you guys don't have like a merge lane. Like, how are you supposed to know? I almost died because it was a freaking truck coming. The truck didn't see me and it literally pushed me to like the side. So you see when you go to the side, you're I guess like the pavement is like rough or whatever. Yeah. And it screws up your wheels. But if I hadn't done that, I would have died. So I was like, yeah, North Carolina, whoever made your infrastructure was like high off of something and didn't think merge was needed at all. Yeah, no, I was like, I don't know if people can like just drive here. And the traffic is really bad over there.
Yeah, the traffic's bad. Where I'm living at now, and I live in Rayford, which is just off of Fayetteville, which is just under like Fort Bragg. They've been working on. It was a lot more rural before, but they're expanding the city because we have so many people like either moving here or like the families are growing and people are getting older. So it's just the population is continually increasing, which is great for the the city.
Yeah.
But they're expanding, and it just takes so fucking long. They've been working on a bridge to make this one road that I have to travel on to get back into Fayetteville proper and then to get to work. They're making it go from a 2-lane road to a 4-lane road, but over a creek, so they had to build a bridge. When I bought my house, it looked like I was like, oh, there it got like the bridge supports up. This will be done in like 6 months. I've had the house for over a year now, and it's still they're making progress, but it's so slow. I don't.
Infrastructure takes forever. I did a video about that. Like, I don't know why. Like the Empire State Building took 1 year to build. I
Which
was
is
like,
insane, and now it takes a year to.
I was like,
fix the
what?
Bible.
The Golden Gate took 4 years. The Golden Gate. I was like, dude, how do we have better technology and yet things take longer? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's so. I think a lot of it is like the red tape that people have to go through.
I looked it up. It's bureaucracy, licenses. That's mainly it. It's really that.
And some of it is good because you do want to make sure someone's doing that job that's going to be a massive, majorly used roadway is qualified and knows what they're doing, and that they're doing it the correct way. But sometimes just like, dude, get this thing fucking rolling.
Yeah, dude, but back then nobody was freaking qualified and they did an amazing job. Like, that's what I was, I mean, a lot of people died, in the process of that, but, it's the fact that, like, come on, bro. Like,
it's just a few people, it's fine.
Like, hey, man, I mean, people die every day. It is, construction is not a it's not a safe job,
No.
It's so, like.
No. They are my favorite places to respond to on ambulance ships, though. Because it's like, this is either going to be just someone that has heartburn, or I'm going to see something so fucking cool sticking out of someone's body.
Sticking out of someone's body. The humor.
It's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, sure. To you, I guess.
Yeah.
You're drinking water, or you're drinking something else? You're drinking tea?
I got some coffee from Red Clover Coffee. As one of my buddies in the army that has a coffee joint. My girl dad.
Oh, that's cool.
I got some Grant Scotch over here on the side.
I don't like American coffee. It tastes like dirty water to me.
So the guy that owns this company, Red Clover, he will he sources a lot of his beans are sourced internationally, and they end up so good. Like a Jack.
What's the beans that he imports?
Let me pull that up right quick.
Because I'm all about coffee. This is like so out of what I was going to talk to you about. I'll get back on track. I just want to know what coffee beans
Coffee trumps everything. Okay, coffee trumps everything. Let's see. Oh, the pumpkin one's out. I gotta get that.
Pumpkin. Oh, that's no.
This Meyer Highlands roast is from, I believe, North Mexico.
Oh, cool.
This one's Yurgashev. I don't know what that means.
Me either.
I'm also a dumb American, so I never. This one was this African Safari one. I believe is sourced from beans in West Africa.
African beans. I don't think I've had African beans. I've had Arabic beans. That shit's wild. They have the strongest freaking coffee I've ever had in my life. And I'm Cuban. Our coffee's strong, but they're like another level of crack. That's like,
Cuban
whoa.
Coffee's so fucking good. Oh my god.
Yeah, it is, bro. It's amazing. And if you know how to make the little espumita, man, that shit's. I can't. I don't know how we start talking about coffee. When I was talking to you about the Afghan withdrawal, and we just off topic so hard. But aside from the coffee, I want to actually hit really quick on the Ukraine. I want to make sure I hit all these topics before we sidetrack again, because I know we're going to. It's so hard not to sidetrack. Until I get used to this whole like conversation thing, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Okay, so I was told by Jacksters that you can talk about the Ukraine war. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's fucking nuts. It's also to me, they're very valued foreign partners. I think it's unfortunate how all that started. It definitely all that could have gone a way better way, but the way of the world is the way of the world. So again, a big guy that wants to take a little guy's stuff. And that's what's happening. I will say they're doing a fantastic job of. It's been going on, I think, almost 2 years now.
Yep.
That conflict, that war,
Yep.
and with a much smaller country fending off and then reinvading a larger one is insane. I can't wait to read books about this years from now about just how this has happened and how it's been resolved. Uh, who doesn't love a good military book on strategy?
Have you ever heard of the quote? History is made by the ones who win.
Yeah, yeah. History is decided by the victors.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be very interesting to see how that continues to play out. They've had to my yeah, they've had people prior to this conflict starting that would go over and train some of those people. I've worked with some Ukrainian soldiers before. Actually, when I was when I went to medic school down in San Antonio, there was a Ukrainian in the class, super cool guy. I really hope I'd like to find a way to reach out and see how he's doing. Hopefully he's okay. But it's
Aren't they forcing them? If you're a man and you're of a soldier warrior age, they sent you out there.
military age males.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know actually. I need to look into that. It was when the Ukraine thing started for our end. It was like just like the rest of the army. They got told like, hey, you might have to go over there. So the unit I was in at the time, we're all like, I guess we have to go make sure all of our trucks work just in case we get sent over there. And like I'll make sure we have all the equipment. So it's been odd to watch. I want to stop living through so many historical events. I would like 50 years of relaxation. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
gonna happen.
Yeah, no.
No, that's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. A lot going on there right now.
Even